So yesterday I made a video talking about the price increase on Xbox. And I just thought, man, at least everyone could come together and agree that this is bad, right? Surely nobody would ever be defending this, right? Well, unfortunately, wrong. There are tons of gamers out there today trying to shift blame, make excuses, and justify why games are being $80 on the Xbox. And they're justifying the price increase of the console, the controllers, everything. And thanks to these low IQ brainlets, that's why we're in the situation that we're in right now. These companies see suckers like you defending this kind of garbage, and it gives them the go-ahead. Most of us with a working brain know damn well that no video games out there right now are worth $80 goddamn dollars. Most aren't even worth 70 or 60. But these people who defend these companies are so conditioned to like literal slop that they'll come out and defend it like their life depends on it, like they're on the payroll for the company they're defending, when in all reality they're defending this company for literally nothing but the detriment of their own hobby. So yesterday IGN made a post saying, starting today, Microsoft will be raising prices on Xbox consoles, controllers, and headsets. Games confirmed to hit $80 by end of year. And I decided to take a read through the replies, and man, there are some stupid people in these replies just running damage control, man. You can see this first guy here says, "It's called inflation, people, settle down and take an economics class, for crying out loud." I don't care what inflation argument you want to use. Xbox consoles are already not selling very well. Increasing the price of Xbox consoles and Xbox games is a stupid idea. People already didn't view the Xbox as worth the money, and that's why it wasn't selling very well. And you think they're gonna think it's worth the money when it's $100 more? Bro, if anyone needs to take a fucking economics class, it's you, my guy. And are we really acting like poor little trillion-dollar Microsoft can't handle a small bit of inflation since the last game price increase they did? Get the hell out of here, man. Y'all should thank the dumb ass in the Oval Office for this. And here we have a moron trying to turn it into a political argument. Trump's tariffs have nothing to do with the price increases, because the price increases also apply to digital games. So you can throw that argument straight out the window. And what's even funnier about all these people going, "But my tariffs, dude," is nowhere in the article did they claim it was because of tariffs. They said it was because of rising development costs. Which is funny because all of this increased development cost isn't making better games, but you want to charge more for them. Makes you wonder if they're really just wasting money and making us pay for it. But the truth is I bet this guy and the 73 individuals who liked his tweet, they didn't even bother to read the article. Because who the fuck actually wants to go out of their way and get facts, ew. Instead, I'll just blame it on a politician I don't like. People aren't gonna check for the facts anyway. This next guy says $10 a month for Game Pass. If you play at least 2 games on it, you'll save money. Definitely sucks, but at least we aren't forced to buy the $80 price hike. The amount of ignorance here is astounding. If they increase the price of games, what do you think they're going to do to the subscription service that allows you to access those games? Do you think they may also increase the price of it? Come on, man, how are y'all this ignorant? Also, I love how Xbox fanboys just love to use Game Pass as a shield. Game Pass is a great option, yes, but that doesn't change the fact that games are being sold for $80 that are not worth the money. It doesn't change the fact that the consoles are overpriced despite the fact that they're not selling. Xbox fanboys also love to do this throw Game Pass in your face bullshit every time a game comes out that's not good. Oh, it doesn't matter, I'll play it in Game Pass, I'm not paying full price for it, but it's still available for full price. Yeah, you may not have paid full price for it, that's fine, but other people did and they didn't get their money's worth. They paid full price and they got a bad game. I'll pay $100 for a Halo 3 remaster. You know it's gotten bad in gaming when people want to see old games remastered and they'd pay $100 for it. And yeah, this is definitely a great idea to tweet, hey companies, you can charge $100 for remasters, I'm willing to pay for it. So Ultra here says not surprised, $80 is not justified at all. Period, point blank. A bootlicker comes down and says something a broke, pathetic bomb would say, keep crying, lol. You don't have to be broke to understand that something is overpriced or not worth the money. If I was a millionaire and I walked into a store and I saw they were selling a pack of chicken strips for $65, I would still understand that, wow, that is overpriced and not worth the money. It's called having some fucking morals. It's called understanding the value of certain products and not being a blindless idiot. Somebody actually replies to him, broke? Your projection game is weak. I fully retired very comfortably at the age of 42. Do you want to go down this road? I'll wait. And of course he pussies out. Nah, I'll pass. I'd rather not go down the road if you whining and complaining more. LOL. Yeah, this is another way of saying I didn't expect anyone to actually confront me on the bullshit that I was saying and, try to argue with me, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tuck my tail between my legs and I'm gonna run away, because I'm nothing but a pathetic troll on the internet. You also just have to completely love the fact that this dude can't spell for shit, really further proves that he has a very low intelligence level. And that's something I noticed about stupid people on the internet, like that one guy that was like crying in my comment section for months, is they can barely spell, and when they do try to spell out sentences, they're incoherent and they make no fucking sense at all. And this is obviously a huge contrast to the person who was actually intelligent and retired at 42 that actually confronted him on his bullshit. His message was spelled well, it was coherent, and it made perfect sense. Everyone's saying, thanks Nintendo, as if these companies weren't already planning on doing this. Well, Nintendo were definitely the ones to open the floodgates. I have no doubt in my mind that all the big three companies, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, were all sitting around wondering who's gonna be the first one to do the price increase so we can follow through and not look like the bad guys. I'm not surprised that Nintendo decided to go first, considering their games are usually held to a higher regard than current Microsoft and Sony games, and people don't really give them enough shit for their anti-consumer practices. Well, at least they didn't before this. So Microsoft waited for Nintendo to do it and catch all the heat so they could go ahead and do it after and not catch as much heat. XBG says PlayStation hasn't increased game prices yet because they don't have any games to sell, hashtag PlayStation has no games. This is such a pathetic fanboyish thing to say, instead of admitting that hey, this company that I like, they did something bad. As an Xbox player, I'm going to be negatively affected by this change, and it's gonna cause less people to want to come over to the Xbox ecosystem. Instead of just admitting those facts, you would rather say, but look at PlayStation, they don't have any games, dude. This is like the epitome of a fanboy right here. Bill says, don't go blaming tariffs when Sony sold a $700 console last year and it sold good. Blame that shit. They know they can get away with these insane prices. Yeah, but Sony's $700 console, as much as I dislike it, is a pro console. The Xbox Series X isn't, and the limited edition Galaxy one is being sold for $720. Why do these guys have such a hard time admitting that Microsoft is greedy by doing this price increase? Yes, they are obviously doing it because Nintendo opened the floodgates, I'm not going to deny that, but they are still greedy for choosing to do it even though Nintendo did it first. They did not have to do this price increase. They are not going to go out of business and lose their trillions of dollars if they don't price games at $80 and increase the price of the consoles. So the question is now is how long is it going to take before Sony comes out and says, alright, we're increasing the prices of our consoles, we're increasing the prices of our games, we're increasing the prices of our controllers. How long is it going to take? I give it probably at most a month, a couple weeks. And what about after that? Because the price increase from $60 to $70 took 15 years, a decade and a half. Do you know how long it took for the increase from $70 to $80? 4 years. How long is it before 90? What about 100? When are people gonna say enough is enough and stop buying these games? That is the real question, because until people stop, they're going to continue increasing the price again and again and again. If you have to buy these games and play them, buy them second hand at least, so the company doesn't get any money. Oh wait, I forgot, they're phasing out physical media. Man, what a shit show. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike and an angry comment, and I'm out, man.